Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching this video from the rest of the world. I'm Shivang Mendirata and my team includes Sehajpreet Singh Saluja, Sandeep Kumar, Ajay Kumar, Amandeep Kaur, and Mohit Vora. Together we are the Tech Dev Group, and in this project we have built an e-commerce website that will be used for purchase and sale of items. We have configured its DNS, the domain name system, and DHCP, domain host configuration protocol of the website, and we have done penetration test on the website using the commercial tools such as Nessus, OpenVAS for the vulnerability, and other tools like Derbuster, Metasploit, Burp Suite, and other tools, and we have done it on Kali Linux. I'll tell you more about the DNS and DHCP more in the video, and my teammates will expand it a bit further on that. But before further ado, I'll get on to some risks and timeliness of the project. The project milestone was built on few pillars, which were building of the website, configuration of the network, miscellaneous services for proper functioning of the website, vulnerability scanning, and hardening 1 and 2, which means the penetration testing. Apart from that, there were the project delivery approach, which included scope, time, cost, quality, and procurement. In addition to that, the project budget was 50,000 Canadian dollars, which included third party costs of 30,000 Canadian dollars, and hardware cost of 15,000 Canadian dollars, and software costs of $5,000. With getting into deeper, I will show you the website and configure, like show you the DNS and DHCP of the website. So this is the IP of our website, which I will also show you. And this is our website running, and this is terminus I am using for connecting to our website. I'll show you the DNS and DHCP configuration. So for the DHCP, this is the command that I took from Ubuntu, and this is our DHCP active and running. For that, and for the DNS I will for the DNS I will use this, which will be dc1.techdev.root techdev.codes, and this will be our IP 159.203.59.4. I'll also show you the running website. This is our running website, which we have done penetration testing on. My teammates will tell more about it on this. And this is the login page, register page, and everything. This is hosted on the internet, not on my PC. Doesn't have any certificates or as such, but I think before my teammates take on the presentation from me, these are the weekly reports that we provided to our sir. Actually, this was not a wrong one, but in this one, this is the tech dev and active directory domain controller validation testing, functionalities testing, all were done by us. Now my teammates will take over from here to explain more about it, about the website, about DNS, DHCP, the vulnerability testing, and the penetration testing.
DNS, also known as Domain Name System. Computers on the Internet are constantly identified by the unique numbers called IP address. Computers are unable to communicate in human languages. So how do computers load a website when we type its address into URL bar of a web browser if they don't understand human languages. This is where DNS comes into play. Let's say we're speaking English and we need to communicate with someone who speaks Hindi. Well, we need a translator to communicate efficiently on the PC. It's same story. IP address are understood by the computers and web browsers. Well, we humans understand our own language such as English. DNS server as in a link between people and computers. The DNS or domain system keeps track of how many names or letters are translated into numbers or more, particularly how domain's name are translated into IP address. When we type google.com into web browser, DNS converts it into web browser's language, which is IP address, and sends it to the browser. Now the web browser recognizes and we want to go to google.com. As a result, it communicates with Google server and loads google.com on the computer. In a nutshell, DSL function as an internet phone book allow computers to search for the numbers using
Hello everyone, my name is Sandeep Kumar and today we are discussing DHCP, also known as Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So let's begin. The history of DHCP. So DHCP was created by Dynamic Host Configuration Unit of Internet Engineering Task Force. DHCP support to follow the same bootstrap protocol technology, however it is slightly different from that as it is appointed the IP address dynamically and collects them whenever the IP address is free. In RFC 2131 release, DHCP configuration is added support for IPv version 4, also known as a Web Protocol version 4. And in RFC 3315, they added support for Internet Protocol version 6, also known as DHCP version 6. So what is DHCP? DHCP basically Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It is a technique for distributing Internet uh, protocol addresses permanently or individually computer in an organization network. DHCP lets a network administrator supervise and distribute IP addresses from a central point and automatically appointed new address when a computer is plugged in into a different place in the network, which help them to sort the things out very clearly on the network configuration side. So motivation for DHCP. Why we need DHCP? The configuration parameter for network hosts like IP addresses, routers, subnet mask and others are very crucial. So there are two type of IP addresses. DHCP is used to assign IP addresses to host or workstation on the network. Two type of IP addresses are used: static and dynamic one. So static one are the fixed IP addresses which are pointed to a computer and provided by internet service provider. However, dynamic IP addresses are temporary IP addresses which are assigned to a computer on a temporary basis. So how DHCP looks like when we are configure on the server. This is a short example of that. As you can see, the DHCP server is running on that part and they are assigned a different type of IPs to a different computer system which they are accessing by. So what, and there are few things also, there are few limitations of DHCP as well, as DHCP is not an not authenticated, it is an unauthenticated protocol. So if the when a connection is connected to the server, it basically does not authenticate the user. So if a malicious user have physical access to the DHCP server, then it can easily initiate a cyber attack of denial of service attack on that number by asking many leases. So that's all about the DHCP and we will discuss it later further on next time.
Hello, very good morning to you, sir. My name is Sahej Singh Saluja. For this short video, I'm going to actually demonstrate you the Qualys vulnerability scan. I am using the credential from my teammate Mohit Pura since my credentials had some problem, and I've already emailed the Qualys team to look into that matter. So let's go forward. Yeah, in here the dashboard, we need to select the new web application. We're going to select the blank option since the asset that we need to scan is not present in the Qualys list as of now. So here I'm going to input the TechDev, which is the name of our company. Here the URL of that TechDev website. Nothing to put in here. Yeah, in this option we need to select the initial WS scan, the option this one. Yeah, we can actually log this scanner for this web application, but I'm not going to do that. Cancel option, I'm going to put it on do not cancel scan. But if the maintenance window is for like 4 hours or 5 hours, then we can actually specify to cancel the scan after 4 or 5 hours, so that the scan doesn't affect our the live network. So we have plenty of time. So I'm going to select the do not cancel scan option. Here the option says do not use robots.txt file. The crawler will not use it. But I'm going to put that if it is there, then scan it also. Nothing here. Nothing. Nothing. No advanced option. No comments, please. And at last, I'm just going to review the settings that I have saved. So everything look fine. So I'm going to finish. Yeah. So now to run the scan, I'm going to select this one. Then scan, vulnerability scan. Now I'm going to put the TechDev name, and from here I'm going to select the TechDev. Continue, continue, finish. So the scan has been launched. So if we want to verify the scan that it's running, we need to go to the scans, and it says submitted. So I'm going to pause the video here so that I don't take much of your time. Yes, sir. So we are back on the screen for the result. And as you can see, the TechDev, this one, it is showing the severity as high. So there might be a lot of vulnerabilities present in there. So I'm going to just view the report. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So we can see the SQL injection, information disclosure, path disclosure, and here we can see the information gathering is quite high. So 11 vulnerabilities are there. Okay. Sensitive data exposure. Okay. Using common component with known vulnerabilities. Security misconfiguration is high. Okay. Injection can also happen, but it is quite low. Okay. So yeah, we'll be attaching this the whole report with our um, the basic report, so you can get a clear look of what is happening in this that vulnerability scan. So as of now, this is it for the Qualys. So thank you so much, sir. Bye. Goodbye.
So this is our website with the IP address 159.203.59.4. It's the Homeland Island website, and there's a registration page right over here. And like, I'm just doing the sample review of the page and just filling the initial credentials or something like this. Username M123 M. It's just no email address exists with this m@gmail.com. I'm just creating it because the thing is I found it one business level vulnerability in this thing. So the thing is like it's not registering, like it's not taking the confirmation from the mail ID. It is called one of the like biggest business level vulnerability, business logic vulnerability. Like it is not fulfilling in the business. Anyone can create any fake account by the name by the user email's ID. Like see what I do, a sample mail ID with all the credentials. When I register, oh sorry, the email is taken. Let's go with it again. Like, just do one minute. Simple password. Now I'm just registering again. See, you are registered and can log in. Means the website hadn't authenticated the email ID from the user before making any changes to it. Like, it should take approval from the mail ID, and either the mail ID exists or not. You should check on the backend and just take the confirmation so that no cyber attack should happen. Like, I'm just opening it. It was like M123. Let's go and see. Welcome M123. The email ID which we made, it didn't took the registration like confirmation from the mail address. It just opened the mail ID. It's one of the biggest business logic vulnerability. Now logging out. Now just think bigger and just dream bigger. Like we're just going to perform the buffer overflow. Like, it's our sample website, so we're not gonna take risk. We are just capturing the request online. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just doing a sample thing over here. Nothing much, no rocket science, nothing is there. I just have to capture this request to the Burp Suite. Target, like proxy, open the proxy, and we are just registering it over there, and just see, we just captured the request and we are now sending it to intruder. Like, once we are sending it to intruder, we just captured the request right over here. You can see over the sample request we just captured over here, and what we are gonna do is, like, just we have to select the attack type, which is the pitchfork. Once we select the pitchfork, and just after that, what we gonna do is, like, just I did over here is, like, we selected the pitchfork. I just selected the payloads where we have to just inject the payload. Like, the first time over there, the last time we just selected, and like email address we have selected, and on the payloads, like 4 payloads, one I selected, 2 second one on the third side, on the fourth side. The thing which is gonna do is, like, he's gonna put the first name, last name, username, password, email, and it gonna work. And the thing is, what I have to do is start the attack. Just the attack has been started, and we just wait for it getting the successful done. Now see guys, I have made around 103 accounts for this payload, like with same payloads. I just created 103 registered accounts just because of the reason it is registering the email address for which you are making account, which indeed is doing the buffering the database with the false details and the false credentials, which is of no use and can lead to buffer overflow. Like, in this case, I just a sample. I don't want to down my site for a long use. See, I just made a sample 103 accounts, which is, like, you can see you are registered and can log in. Means in the response bar I have seen that I've got the response from the server that accounts have been created. Like, I successfully created 103 accounts for this website. And if I go for like 103, 10,103, it gonna destroy it, like, down my server, because I'm just sending the request. Like, at one time my database get filled up because I can set the set query, like, do not create more than 10,000 accounts. If I made more than that, it will gonna for sure lead to buffer overflow. Like, that's complete. I just can show you DBA, like, it's showing you are registered can log in. I just made a sample, like, DBA username and dba@gmail.com, as we can see in our payload 4. I just selected the M, so the payload 4 will gonna inject over here, and that's all the same. Let's go. Let's firstly register, close, login. Just type the DBA username and the password. The email address was dba@gmail.com. Sorry, DBA and DBA oh, sorry guys. See, welcome DBA dashboard and log out. we have successfully created it, right? So like in our case, we created 103 accounts. We have just created 103 accounts. If we create like 10,000, 1 lakh, 1 million, it gonna down the site, it gonna deploy, it will be indirectly leading to buffer overflow, and that's it. We are successfully. Let's see for DCL 102 account. Just log out, log in again, just to showing you for the confirmation that it is successful. Just picking some random accounts which I have just did the buffer overflow 103, and just see where login. Hence the buffer is successful. If you create for like 10,000, 1 lakh accounts in similar way, putting number of large amount of payloads, it gonna down the site. It's my live site, it's of my project, I don't want to down it. This is what I just took some few hundred accounts which I made in a single go through doing the buffer overflow. Thank you guys. Now guys, we are just going to brute force on the login page. Just see, we are just logging on the account, the accounts which we made like for doing the sample brute forcing which leading to buffer overflow on the registration page. Now we are going to use that accounts just for showing you guys like it was a successful buffer overflow. Like we were buffering the memory in the sample way, and similarly we are going to do over here. We're just going to log into the account, we're going to capture the request on the Blub Suite, and this is how like we're going to capture the request, and we'll see. We're just going to brute force like the login page and just open all the created credentials. Just now we can see we are on the proxy, just intercepted request. Now we are sending it to intruder. Like see, now it's the request is on the intruder, like positions, we can clear everything. Just select the username, add the position, select the password, add the position, pitchfork, payloads, the payload for one, the sample one which I have created, the second payload, load the sample txt file I have used earlier, positions. Now start the attack. Just see, it started the attack, and see our attack is completed. Just I'm opening any random pages, like see all those accounts which we have made by brute forcing, or which we're trying to do the buffer overflow by doing the brute forcing on the registration page. We use that same accounts for opening login page just for registering. Hence the brute force is successful. We are just opening when like see the random payload just opening on the request, on the response we get. We went and we just want to see the response in the browser in the original session. Just copy the email address over here. We just put it address, and let me just turn off the my proxy, right? And see, bang, welcome DP link, and we are into our user account. Similarly we can just open for any other account also, just clicking on CP, see the response in the browser in the original session, copy it, go to the site, see login, and bang, we are into this. Hence the brute force is successful on the login credential, and we can say like our registration page buffer overflow and brute forcing on the login page is happened successfully. Thank you. And these are all the 3 sample pen tests which I did just for to show you guys. Rest I had a list of many. Yeah, see you, take care guys. So hi, now we are going to try for the admin panel access. We tried using the privilege escalation, which was really hard, like all the security was implemented to just block the privilege escalation. Now we're gonna try to hit the admin panel by brute forcing on it, searching for some default passwords list from the internet. For that we have to see for all the possible lists which we have through the Drillbuster. We can list all the subdomains and show the hidden domains which can be searched with the Drillbuster listings. Let's start with it. Firstly, just put the IP address of the website to which we have to attack on, and see, after this we use auto switch, make the threads to 200 just to make it faster. Like it's going to 100, it's fine, nothing, we'll go faster. It's 200, it's fine. Listed brute force, right? Search file which list of directory files, like all the sub files you want to search from the directory list. Like for that I have a sample file which is over here. I just added this. Let me show you guys. So guys, this was the default list of all the samples directory listings we're gonna find in this thing. Like see, there are approximately 50,000. It's a small list, like trust me, it's really a small list. Like for the big list it's gonna be around 5 lakh, like 500,000. Now just start our attack. Oh sorry guys, my bad. And the attack has been started. It's executing. And through these blisters, delisters, and our findings are around like this. See, if we map the tree, we can see the admin panel and 302 moved permanently. Just click to this and see. We can find the login page of admin which is on the side and can be listed within through the main domain. It's not unrestricted. Let's start the hunt. And just open your Burp Suite the way we did. Type the sample. Intercept zone. Start. The request is here. Now we're gonna send it to intruder. The request has been forwarded to the intruder, and now just see, we have to select the attack type to the cluster bomb, and just we added some sample payload list like admin root 123 for the payload 1, for the payload 2 the sample admin root admin 12 is a simple just sample admin panel list. And like we selected the positions of username and password where we have to put all this payloads on. Cluster bomb is like which makes and samples and like do all the permutations and combinations possible for this attack with all the default credentials. Now let's start our hands. Let's start the hack. Okay, now see guys, 200 status. We have to look for 302, like the site has been moved to the admin panel. So for that, oh yeah, we got. So like 200 status 302 on the 7th root. The password for the admin panel is root, and for the username is root, and the password is admin@123. Let's see this thing in session. Request in browser. Request in the original session. Copy the link. Turn off your intercept. Go to the web browser. Click. Search. Boom, we are into the admin area. We are currently into the admin panel. See guys, admin listing, we are in the admin side. What we can gonna possible see is view side. We got all the functionalities. Change password for the admin panel, home, go to the website. Let's see, authentication, authorization. We got every single possible action, hence the site is hacked. Boom. Thank you guys. Me Mohit Vora with my team did all the possible way for penetration testing to showing you the ways how we're gonna penetrate into the cell. Thank you so much.